How's it going, everybody? In this video, we got some fantastic news about the next patch preview for Path of Exile 2. The devs are definitely addressing a lot of the fan feedback that has been expressed to them, brought to their attention. The devs themselves have been playing the game too and noticed the things that are very annoying and terrible and things like that. So Jonathan Rogers himself, the game director, had posted up on the Path of Exile YouTube a 7 to 8 minute video going over some of these updates and changes that are coming to the game in the next patch called 0.1.1. And he addresses things from maps in the in-game, pinnacle bosses, combat, the atlas of worlds themselves, activities, and items. And there's even more stuff that's supposed to be in this patch, in this update. He couldn't fully go over because, the full patch notes will be available once the patch is out. So you don't want to make the video too long, I'm guessing, or to go over too much, and that'd be too overwhelming basically. And I'll most likely do a separate video for that as well, going over the full patch notes of that. But I wanted to, in this video, go over what he talked about and kind of summarize it a bit here. Starting with maps. So this has been a big issue just for the basic map system and how it works in in-game. Essentially, when it comes to Lost Towers, there's only one Lost Tower available. He had mentioned he wanted to add more variety to that. So now there's going to be 4 more Lost Tower maps that'll be introduced: the Alpine Ridge, Sinking Spire, Bluff, and Mesa. The current Lost Tower map will now use the top level version of the map tiles, which have open air spires with no walls. This is to kind of make it feel and look less boring. A new precursor tablet will be added, which adds bosses to surrounding maps as well. Apparently, there's an issue where they intended initially to have like 1 of 4 maps have a boss, but for some reason, the game was not actually implementing that. So this is a way, I believe, to kind of help balance that out and have it work more intended the way they want it to. With 1 in 4 maps will have a boss that you guys can fight, us as players can fight and loot from and all that. Strong boxes will spawn monsters faster, and the fog effect will be improved as well. I'm hoping though, because I don't think he actually specifically mentioned that the loot would be better from strong boxes. Because I remember hearing from Darth microtransactions that the strong boxes at this current state seem kind of pointless to even like farm or whatever, or even loot or do. So while this is good, I think the loot needs to be improved with these strong boxes, but we'll see. That may be included in the full patch notes with this current update that's coming later this week. And then larger and smaller maps will be refined to achieve a more balanced experience. For example, larger maps will have more rare monsters to reward the extra time they'll take, from what he talked about. And then when it comes to pinnacle bosses, Arbiter of Ash will allow players 6 attempts, with higher difficulties offering fewer attempts. So this is a big win here, because obviously us players were frustrated that, yeah, we're trying to reach these pinnacle bosses right in game, but then we only get 1 attempt and can't learn the boss. And if we fail, then yeah, we have to re-hunt down the citadels, and things like that to try and re-attempt the boss. And each of those citadels, I think, is 1 attempt as well too. So this is a good change in my opinion. The team has also promised to add additional attempts to other pinnacle bosses, but those require more work. So give them time, let them cook, they'll get it done. When it comes to combat, the visibility of ground effects will be improved by reducing ground clutter and improving how obvious ground effects are. So very nice improvement here to help out. I'm not sure if this is going to maybe help with the lag. Something that's still kind of a thing, an issue in general, is that me and other players were still experiencing like lag on the servers. This has also been an issue too, getting killed off screen by some type of attack that came out of nowhere. So maybe this will help address that to some degree, but we'll have to wait and see if there's anything else that addresses it. The Atlas of Worlds, when it comes to this, increasing the zoom level on the Atlas of Worlds, that's a cool thing. Improving load times when opening the Atlas from the map device or mini map, that's awesome. Citadels will spawn closer to the ziggurat and appear through the fog when close enough. So that's a very big improvement, because yeah, it's been very difficult to find citadels or you know where the heck they are. So the fact that they're going to spawn closer to ziggurat, and then also we can see them through the fog a bit to give us a better idea of where they're at, is freaking awesome. So we can hunt down the pinnacle bosses. In activities, increasing the drop rate of Simulacrum splinters by 20%. Omens will appear 60% more often in ritual as well. Both very, very good improvements here. And improving the rarity of items available from the expedition vendors. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this. Definitely needed this because sometimes it'd be hard to get the rarity I want if I need to buy from a vendor and I don't have what I need resource wise to kind of craft or RNG craft my gear the way I want. So definitely a great improvement there. And then items. Several unique items have their modifiers buffed to make them more useful at lower levels. This is a good thing too, because yeah, me and others in the community, many people in the community felt that uniques do not feel all that good. I've maybe got like one or two uniques, maybe three tops that are really kind of standouts that I've kept. And I know one in particular I'm using on my warrior. Not super focused on my warrior right now, but like I just started my warrior up a bit, and it's a really good unique weapon. That does not have a level requirement, doesn't have necessarily like a stat requirement. No, I think it does have a strength requirement at least, but aside from that, like it's a type of unique you can technically use, I believe, until level 100, at least from what it appears to be right now. Just obviously you got to improve the quality of it and things like that. But yeah, I've been getting like low level uniques that don't seem all that great, like level 8 or even up to the teen levels, and it's just like this is not good. So they're improving the uniques. I think they're doubling the bonuses and buffs of uniques and modifiers, things like that. So that is an awesome thing. Can't wait for that. So future uniques should be a lot better that we as players attain. Stockable items like runes and soul cores will be able to be overwritten. This is huge. This to me was another thing that kind of knew was going to bother me. And I know they said before, prior to release of the early access, that yeah, runes would be locked in there. You can't take them out. You have to be wise, things like that. Soul cores, same thing, but the soul cores would be replaced the runes. But no, they should allow players to resock it in some way. And this is a nice touch here, adjustment. Can't exactly fully resock it like in PoE 1, but at least they can be overwritten. So in a sense, that is sort of resock it in a way. And yeah, that's gonna change a lot of builds now, especially if you got a gear piece you want to keep, or you maybe accidentally socketed the wrong rune or soul core to it, and now it's stuck with that. Now you can overwrite it, which is awesome. Fixing a bug that was making it impossible for higher tier rares to get top tier mods when they're above a certain item level. That is huge as well. I didn't even know that was a bug, honestly. So the fact that yeah, we're gonna get better mods, for the top tier mods, things like that, on the higher tier rares, like that for gear. Oh man, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then probably something a lot of people have been waiting for, myself included, which has kind of helped me off from like diving into warrior too early or anything like that too much. Armor is finally receiving a buff. They say it's a modest buff to effectiveness. Now, I don't know what their definition of modest buff is within how the current PoE2 game mechanics and system and league is and all that stuff. So we'll have to wait and see if it's more specifically like detailed in the full patch notes, as far as like if it's like 30% better, 50% better, or something like that. So yeah, but that is huge. Armor needs to be on par with energy shield and evasion, in my opinion. Right now, energy shield seems to be the best defense. They definitely need the buff armor really, really bad. And then you got some miscellaneous stuff here. Item filters will be available for console players. So this is something that apparently was not available on console, but is available on PC. Definitely a huge win for the console players. They definitely need this. I've been playing on PC, so I didn't even know this was an issue for console players. I've been wanting to try out the console version, but it's been kind of holding off. But now that I know about this, yeah, item filters is definitely big, because that way that's going to help with, what items pick up, manage your loot and things like that. So a lot of good stuff there. Charm uses will appear on the UI as well too. This is another good thing, so we can keep track of our charm uses, the charges, things like that. The other thing too, though, that they didn't address here yet is the fact that even after the last patch, where they said that there's supposed to be like more belts that drop like 2 slot and 3 slot for charms you can put in, I've still yet to get any. And I've talked to other players in the community about this too, and the same thing with them. They've only gotten belts or whatever that have only gotten 1 charm slot. and they played through the entire campaign. Well, not entire campaign because we got 3 acts, but you know what I mean. Gone through the campaign like twice, and in end game, spent plenty of hours in game, still haven't gotten any belts that are 2 or even 3 slot for the charms. So I don't know. I'm hoping this update, even though it's the same thing here in the report and notes here, I hope this update fixes that, addresses that once again, because yeah, they were supposed to be improved upon the last update, and I've not seen an improvement. And that is all for now from what's been talked about, what's been revealed by Jonathan Rogers. So we'll just have to wait for the full patch notes that come out later this week. He says later this week, no specific date, so this could easily come maybe, I don't know, today, tomorrow, Wednesday. We'll have to wait and see. They'll surprise us at some point, I'm sure. So I'm looking forward to it. I've been taking a break from PoE2, waiting for its next patch to come out. So once this new patch arrives this week, I'll definitely be getting back into it, because yeah, it just hasn't been fun too much lately, and I just needed a break anyway with how buggy the game is and issues and going on. But what do you guys think about this? Does this make you excited to jump back into PoE2 if you've maybe taken a break like me for like a week or 2 or so, or you've been consistently playing it still despite the current issues going on, and you're just even more excited because of the issues they're fixing? Also note that he said in this video that even though any specific like issues that are not listed, or that he listed here, and even I talked about, doesn't mean they're not aware of them. This means that they're still working on them. They're not a quick fix, basically, or it would take them making like a new league and economy system and stuff like that to essentially implement some of those changes and improvements. So just be patient, guys. The game is going to get better and better over time. Let them cook. I know some of us are impatient and want things to be happening right now, this and that, but game development is a tough thing, a challenging thing, and some of this stuff does take time. It's not just an overnight fix. So yeah, just bear that in mind. But what do you guys think about this? Sound off the comments below. Or do you think this is bad for some of the changes? Or what are some changes you're still waiting to see happen in PoE2? If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please smash that like, subscribe if you're new. My name is Mike, and I'll see you in the next video.